Well done. Thank you for joining me again for day 2 of our yoga physio core challenge. So now we are looking at the back of the pelvis here, where our glute max, glute med, and glute min, the 3 of the glutes, lie to form your buttock muscle. They blend, or your hamstrings attached to those sit bones, and blend up into the fascia and into the whole supporting network for the back of your pelvis, plus many, many other muscles that I don't have time to go into now. So let's get to it. We're going to focus on these posterior muscles, posterior chain also going up your spine, and we'll largely be lying on our back for this one. So get comfortable, get on your back and join me. And again, if you have any questions, whether this is right for you, please do consult. Or you can put a comment in the link below if you wish to ask me any question, and I'll endeavor to answer it. But do consult a yoga therapist or a physiotherapist, physical therapist in your region. Okay, let's get started. So making your way onto your back and placing the hands over your belly, drawing navel to spine as we move up into our bridge pose, or glute bridge sometimes called. And I'd like you to here to rock the pelvis. So landing down, rock into extension, rock back to flatten the spine as you come up. And this ensures that the lower abdominals are engaging, and now the glutes. So have a little feel around your pelvis for those lower abdominals and for the glutes. Connect your mind to the muscles as we come back to the body here, up and down, pulsing up and down, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hamstrings, pelvic floor, lower abdominals. Slowly lowering. Now taking one side. If that suits you, push through the heel of one foot and cross the other foot in a figure of 4 position. Now the main thing here is to keep the pelvis in neutral. If you find your pelvis rotating, then stick to just having both feet down. Squeezing up into the glute, holding, not compressing the spine, but just lifting from the hip. Slowly lowering. Changing sides. One hip might feel different to the other. So ready to engage the glute on the other side as you push up. And again, if you feel the pelvis rotating, place the hands on the pelvis and see if you can keep that level, or not to rotate the other hip. Just have the other hip in neutral. Squeezing up into the glute. Take the speed a bit faster if that suits you. And again, notice if the pelvis starts to rotate. I am a little bit weaker on my left side. So if you feel you need to just stop and hold, then do so. Maintain that stability before you add in the quick movement. Well done. Stretching out in Shavasana for a moment before we come to another set. Again, so up into bridge pose, slowly lower, rocking the pelvis. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Aware of lower abdominals and pelvic floor at the top. Relax and release on the way down. Pushing through the feet, the heels. Sometimes people get some cramping in their hamstrings. See if you can push more through your heels. That will help activate the glutes. Have a little feel around your pelvis. Glutes activating here again with these pulses. Breathing steadily here, holding, squeezing, and slowly releasing Take a deep belly breath before we change sides. One foot rising, pushing through the other foot. Again, have the hands as guidance on the front of your pelvis can really help. And again, if you're not strong enough for the 1 foot variation, keep with both feet down. Slowly lowering to the other side. And you really don't have to lift very high. You can just even lift a small amount off the floor. If you're engaging the glute, then you're doing it right. And if it's hard to find them, if they've been switched off for a while, then again, place your hand there. Visualize that part of your body and practice. Taking it faster if that suits you. Squeezing, holding. Breathing with a smile. And again, stretch out in Shavasana for a moment. Legs long. Take a deep breath. Hug the knees into the chest. And here we take a variation of that one-legged bridge. Dig one heel into the floor. And as you lift your pelvis, see if you can bring the other leg in line with your bent thigh. So up and down, squeezing. Again, sometimes the hamstrings can cramp here, and that's a sign they're overworking. So see if you can take the pressure off the hamstrings and direct it into the glute. Have a break now and change sides. Again, if you feel your pelvis tilting, then this might be a little bit too much for you. Keep both feet on the floor. You can lift the toes to really dig your heel in, and that can focus the work on the glute. Holding, holding, breathing, slowly lowering, hugging knees to chest. And changing sides. Again, dig the other heel in and lift and lower. Lift and lower. And here you're not wanting to compress too much up into your neck by coming up too high. Have a break again as we change sides one more time. Lift the toe off the floor if that activates the glute more for you. Static holding now. Well done. Knees into chest and rest. Take a few breaths before returning now again to that pelvic rocking, flattening your spine, arching your spine. Well done. Again, this reinforcement of the 𝗲𝗵𝗹𝗆 movement here just brings our awareness to that part of our body, freeing up any stiffness And as you're doing this for a mobility exercise, see if you can also engage into the pelvic floor as you lift and relax pelvic floor as you lower. Wonderful. Taking a break now, having the knees together in constructive rest pose. Breathing into your belly. And repeating again one last series of bridge poses or glute bridge pose. Holding into your bridge, and the trunk should be in line with your thighs when you lift. So you're not wanting to arch your back or compress your spine. And again, having a go at the one-legged version. Notice, is one side fatigue earlier than the other? Can you keep the lower abdominals switched on? Can you relax your shoulders and your jaw? Changing sides. Focus the mind onto your glute, lower abdominals, even place your hand on your pelvis. And it can take a while to build up to this level. Keep at it. Well done. Hugging knees into the chest. And the last variation again of extending one leg out as you lift up the other side. You could flex and point your toe here as you're extending your leg out, as long as you're maintaining that integrity through the spine, your trunk and core, and changing sides. Notice the fatigue now setting in potentially. Waking up these muscles. Flexing and pointing the extended leg, squeezing into the glute. Well done. Hugging knees into chest. Take a breath. Well done. Thank you for joining me. Please do take some time to warm up and properly cool down from these practices. They're quite short and fast. See if you're able to activate the gluteal muscles when you're walking, when you're going upstairs, things like that, so that you're bringing your movement and strength that you've gained from your mat out to your everyday function. So thank you for joining me. See you tomorrow.